Another attack, more grief for Egyptians. Preliminary investigations show that militants on 3 4x4 cars opened fire on 2 buses on a highway west of Minya, 300 kilometers south of Cairo. The city has been cordoned off to prevent the perpetrators from fleeing. Experts say this attack shows a change of tactics by the terrorists.
In previous attacks, they used detonations or suicide bombers, but this time they used machine guns and ammunition. They wanted to cause the largest number of casualties, and they had the time to do so because there was not much security presence in the area.
This time, terrorists attacked the churchgoers on a highway, knowing that security has been tight around churches. It's the third attack on Copts in 6 months.
The aim of such attacks is to target social solidarity and create a fallout with police, also because Copts are on very good terms with the president inside and abroad. The terrorists want to damage this relationship and anger Christians so they can turn against the leadership.
In response, Copts in Egypt issued a statement confirming their unity, support and confidence in the Egyptian president during this ordeal. This latest attack is during the festivities of the holy month of Ramadan. The last 3 attacks on churches were during the Christmas celebrations. Events where Egyptians should be celebrating have become a time of mourning. Yes, Hakim for CGTN, Cairo.
Well, let's go live now to Cairo for an update on the story. CGTN's Yasser Hakim is standing by. Yasser, what's the latest fallout from this particular attack? Has there been any change to the number of dead and wounded? And has anyone claimed responsibility?
Well, the number of dead is still at 28 killed. And 24 injured. That's the official number from the Ministry of Health. No one has claimed responsibility yet to the attack, although we could expect something by the end of the day. As for the latest, the president is in a continuous meeting with the head of the security apparatus in Egypt. A small, or what is called a higher level security team has been in constant contact with the president to continue the search for the perpetrators. In the meantime, the injured have been taken to hospitals in Minya, as well as around 15 were taken to hospital in Cairo. Those were the ones with a critical condition and needed more health care. The Prime Minister is at the scene at the moment, and he is in the city of Minya, where he's also following up on the events and the investigation there. The funeral of 2 of the dead had taken place in the city of Minya, or in Maghaga, which is a suburb of the city of Minya, for 2 of the dead, while the rest of the dead are still, the bodies are have not been handed over to their families, waiting for autopsy to be finished.
And of course, this is yet another attack on Coptic Christians in Egypt, and that's just following twin blasts at churches in the countries, and that was just last month. Yasser, why is it that despite additional security and extra security effort, that this community remains a target of extremist groups?
Yes, the extremist groups' main aim is to try to destabilize the country. They know or they hope that if they target the Christians would revolt or try to turn against the Egyptian president and against the leadership. They obviously claim that they are doing so for the cause of Islam, but obviously the religion does not give permission to kill children or to kill anyone. For the matter, and the dead were, many of them, children, because they were families going to church for their weekly prayers. They go to church every Friday and Sunday. So it's obviously nothing to do with religion. It's a political attempt to try to destabilize the country. And it's folded into the name of religion, under the name of religion. But at the same time, we've seen a change in tactics by using machine guns instead of bombing churches, because the churches have been very strongly secured in the last couple of months after the bombings that you have just mentioned, the ones in Tanta, in Alexandria, and in Cairo in the last 6 months.
And as you say, the churches now, of course, are being protected by security forces. So what more will the country's security forces or the government do following this latest attack?
Obviously, it's very tough to stop terrorism in streets, but the government said it's on high alert. The security forces are now roaming in all the country. We can see them in the streets. All the installations have been tightened in the security-wise. Obviously, they already have been tightened before. The churches have already been well secured. But we know that, for example, the government has brought in have purchased extra surveillance cameras that are being installed, that have been being installed in the last few months in all the streets, something that has been missing before in Egypt, but it's in the process of continuing the surveillance cameras. One other thing is that obviously the intelligence cooperation with other countries is vital. For example, the EU and the US have given a warning a couple of days ago that they might give a warning to their expats to be careful, there might be an operation. And this raised the question, did they have any information that led to the embassies to announce this warning to their expats here or to their nationals here? And if there was information, has it been given to the Egyptian authorities? So the question of intelligence information and the sharing of intelligence information has risen to the core now and is being discussed if this has been happening, because the Egyptian president has previously sort of complained a few times that he's not getting the proper cooperation from other countries that might have information or intelligence support that it can offer. So it is, the war on terror is not an easy war, and it will take time. But obviously the assailants are also trying to move the war from Sinai, where they have been cordoned off with the crackdown on there for the last 3 years by the army, and trying to take it over to cities such as in the Delta, the Western Delta, and now in Upper Egypt, to make it look more effective, that they are still on the ground and they are still powerful as militants.
Well, Yasser Hakim live for us there in Cairo with an update on that attack that's left 28 people dead and 24 others injured in Minya in Egypt.